looks like it is about to happen. Thought we might see him come out with his signature aviator sunglasses, but not this afternoon. Tom Yamas, walk us through what we expect to have happen in the next several minutes.
Yeah, well, George, I'm looking at the return screen right now from the camera that you're watching. He's maybe a block from where I am right now. We're going to see him walking down Pennsylvania Avenue. And if you're watching from home wondering why it's taking so long for him to get out and make this walk, it's because they're not going to take any chances. President Joe Biden is now the most powerful person on the planet, George.
Mary Bruce, he's walking towards you.
George, he is headed this way. I can see him holding the now First Lady's hand. I have to tell you, as we've been waiting here, it seems as they deliberated whether or not he would get out of the car, I was struck by just how quiet it was. You know, I've been along this parade route for inaugurations in the past, and it's just night and day. I also keep thinking, you know, anyone who's been to a Joe Biden event knows he loves to work a rope line. He will shake every hand, kiss every baby. If we were not in a pandemic, a President Biden working a parade route, it could take the bulk of his first week in office. So I know that this is a moment that he must be enjoying and savoring, but also bittersweet because he can't have those kind of interactions. We see him coming up now, also, of course, with other members of his family, his beloved granddaughters, his daughter, looking to see if, I believe his son Hunter is there as well. He's given us a wave. Here he comes.
Is he going to get close enough to ask a question, Mary?
We're going to see. We're going to see here, George. Congratulations, Mr. President. How does it feel to finally be president? What comes first, Mr. President?
Well, nice try, Mary. You got a thumbs up.
I'll take what I can get.
The shot. Oh, wait a second.
Here he comes.
I know. I get it. It's been 3 hours. How does it feel, Mr. President? Feels great. It feels good? Feels good.
He says, George, he says it feels good. It feels good. A fist bump there for some of the other reporters. You know, thumbs up from the president. Greeting the few of us reporters over here. Certainly seems to be enjoying the moment, I will tell you that.
Himself.
No.
That was also, David Muir, vintage Joe Biden.
Oh, it certainly was. And we made that point over and over again today. His connection with people. That was one of the things that you even saw at the Democratic Convention. They didn't have to do very much work when it came to his biography, his interaction with everyday Americans around this country, because that is who he is. He lives and breathes that and has done that in his more than 30 years in public office. One of the things, though, I take note of as they do this walk, they're interacting with reporters and some of the guardsmen who are keeping them safe along the route. That's atypical, not seeing these Americans line up as they do every 4 years. Also, though, what they've done here is a sea change, the Biden family, by just simply wearing masks. Their effort to depoliticize the mask in this country as we now enter this new chapter. None of them seem bothered by the mask. It's what millions of Americans are doing every day in their lives, too. Americans are exhausted by the pandemic, but as we heard from the new president today, we have to prepare for this next chapter and fight this virus. Here we go, that little jog, George.
Yep, he got a little bit of it, no question about it. He's going to also come as close. He did about as well as Mary did. At least he got a hello right there. But yes, they believe, backed by science, that if more Americans wear masks every single day, we will see a shorter pandemic. Was it? That was the D.C. Mayor, Lindsay?
It looked like Mayor Bowser.
Yeah. Quick hello from Mayor Bowser right there.
His daughter, Ashley. Real quick, George, I always find this fascinating that as they're doing this parade route, the work that's being done by the loyal workers within that White House to change this over, to clean it after the pandemic, a deep cleaning after the outgoing administration. One of the big questions, we mentioned this, it seems like days ago, but it was just this morning, about who will welcome the Bidens once they get to the White House. There are reports it'll be an usher that had been hired by Melania Trump. We'll wait and see who actually
used to work in the Trump organization. That's right. The usher would be the most logical person to greet them at this point. now in charge of the entire White House resident. The entire White House turned over in the space of about 5 hours. Today it will be made for the living quarters for the Biden family, the upstairs living quarters. The Biden team has said he's not going to change the Oval Office. The priority is not going to be redecorating at this point. They have much more important work to do. As we see the president enter West Executive Avenue, walking into the White House complex itself, the avenue that divides the old Executive Office building from the West Wing, and those cramped quarters, and outlined by flags, the avenue today. And Cecilia Vega, we were talking about this before, those cramped quarters already filled by White House staffers for President Biden. So many veterans of the Obama and Clinton administration.
He's bringing a lot of familiar faces. The press secretary, Jen Psaki, a lot of people know her from her work in the White House, the State Department. She's a television contributor, and many more. Mary and I went down swinging, George. We were shouting those questions here. You'd asked if that was Mayor Bowser. That was right below me, and she is. That was her. But I want to say, just to give folks a sense of what's happening right now and where the president is, that driveway that you see him walking past, that's where you see John and I every morning and every evening on World News and Good Morning America doing our live shots. So that's the place where the reporters stand and do our TV hits. And then he's going to go inside, and this is not a building that he's a stranger to, but what will this feel like now? He knows that building, he knows the staff, he knows the residents, but he is about to go walk into this building that is now his home with his family behind him, and I imagine pretty quickly he's going to walk into that Oval Office, and he will have staff greet him. They will be there applauding him and welcoming him home into his new office, but that is his Oval Office. That will be the Resolute desk that he will sit down at now. And after 2 failed presidential bids and this 3rd time the charm, someone who took his first swearing in the Senate when he was not even 30 years old, so young people didn't even think he was a senator. He had to remind them who he was, and now he's going into the Oval Office to sign his first executive orders as President of the United States. It really is a pretty amazing story. No matter your politics, the personal history of this man walking in today is an amazing story.
Probably no president ever walked in the Oval Office as president had spent as much time in the Oval Office before becoming president as Joe Biden. 8 years as vice president, as you point out, 40 years, nearly 40 years in the Senate. But now it is his office, his desks, rented for the next 4 years. Seemed to hit Dr. Jill Biden at that moment.
You know, hail to the chief. I was just thinking the same thing, but hail to the chief is something that 3 efforts to finally hear directed at him, standing next to his wife, 5 efforts, 5 times he proposed before she finally said yes. President Obama in a promised land said of Joe Biden, he is decent, honest, loyal, and cares about ordinary people. And I think that this moment really speaks to the possibilities of America. Joe Biden, a young man who grew up with a stutter, now entering the White House, ascending to the highest office in the land.
With a hug for his wife, his family behind him. Enters the White House that he now calls home. Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.